Hello, I'm Joe Solmonese, president of the Human Rights Campaign. We have a historic opportunity this year to pass legislation providing resources for local law enforcement to combat hate violence. Unfortunately, extremists have again brought fear and dishonest, inflammatory rhetoric into the conversation. These misleading tactics are something they've been doing for a long time.
2 days after the September 11th terrorist attacks, this is what Jerry Falwell had to say. I really believe that the pagans and the abortionists and the feminists and the gays and the lesbians who are actively trying to make that an alternative lifestyle, the ACLU, People for the American Way, all of them who have tried to secularize America, I point the finger in their face and say, "You helped this happen." To which Pat Robertson replied, "Well, I totally concur, and the problem is we have adopted that agenda at the highest levels of our government, and so we're responsible as a free society for what the top people do." Paul Morton went so far as to say that hate crimes reflect good morals. He said that marriage in this nation is going the way of Sodom and Gomorrah, which were totally against God, and of course it was destroyed because of low morals. We are talking about hate crimes now and calling it hate. Years ago, we used to call it good morals, but now it's called hate. I think we have our agendas confused. Tony Perkins has even resorted to lying to stop the hate crimes bill. In a recent video, he said, "Today we are gearing up for a major confrontation with homosexual activists over so-called hate crimes laws, which are actually thought crimes laws, and Christians are the primary target."
In his video message, Mr. Perkins goes on to tell more half-truths and even out-and-out lies to scare Americans about existing hate crimes laws and what the local law enforcement Hate Crimes Prevention Act would actually do. We here at the Human Rights Campaign think it is critical that people hear the real truth and understand why common-sense hate crime laws have the support of a wide majority of Americans. First of all, the assertion that America doesn't already have a federal law to punish bias-motivated crimes is a flat-out lie. Under Federal Law 18, United States Code Section 245, passed in 1969, crimes are covered when the victim was selected due to his or her race, religion, color, or national origin, and because they were exercising a right such as the right to vote or attend school. The truth is, this hate crimes law has protected Americans from religious bigotry for decades. Is that a special right, or does the Family Research Council have a double standard? In fact, many religious groups support this legislation because it would provide additional protection against crimes where the victim is selected because of his or her religion. One of Mr. Perkins' favorite lies is that this bill would criminalize people's thoughts. The truth is that this law would not criminalize thoughts or speech, but only violent acts. The hate crime statute only applies to violent crimes, including those that result in death or bodily injury or involve the use of a firearm. Their thought crimes talking point is both a scare tactic and a lie. The bill's text makes that perfectly clear, but apparently the Family Research Council doesn't want people to think clearly about violent bias crimes and prefers to appeal to people's fears. It's clearly time for Congress to expand our federal hate crime law to include women, people with disabilities, and members of the gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender community, and to provide increased protections against crimes perpetrated because of race, religion, and national origin. As Americans, we must take a strong stand against violence committed against our neighbors for simply being themselves. The purpose of our government, first and foremost, is to protect all of our citizens, whether based on race, disability, religion, sexual orientation, or gender identity. So here's what you can do to help. First, contact your member of Congress by going to hrc.org/fighthate. Then tell everyone you know to do the same. Finally, consider making a contribution to help our efforts on Capitol Hill. With your help, we're going to modernize our current hate crimes law and give law enforcement the tools they need to prosecute these heinous crimes to the fullest extent. Thank you.